Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. It is MILF Hunter time, and when it comes down to it, this is a classic that did not do well on this channel. But when it comes down to it, I thought because, you know, it's in the month of 6 years of doing this channel, might as well just kind of bring back the classics for this month. Do the videos that honestly I don't really do too much anymore, and just kind of just put them out there sporadically, kind of hit them all with the Jason Pie X4 classics, if I'm gonna be honest. And to be honest with you, I wish MILF Hunter did well, but the only reason why it didn't do well is a lot of the because I couldn't really think of any MILF characters a lot of the time of who I wanted to really use, and it was very inconsistent, so that's just how it is. But I thought I'd just bring it back for this one, and I do have an idea for another one in the future. But when it comes down to it though, still just want to kind of do this just because it's been a while, like that old ass intro. I know you've been waiting to see that old ass intro for a good minute for the OG people. But for today though, if you couldn't tell, we for the birds. We for the birds out this piece.
I'm a bird, mother. I'm a bird. Look at me, mother. I'm a bird.
That's just ultimately how it is. We out here trying to glaze the skies, glide through on some Curious George type beat with a bad dream. You know, that's just how it is. And who else is better to bird up with than Cloud Retainer herself, Xianyun? Now you're probably thinking, but she never gave birth to no kid. She never got pregnant, which granted, let me find her real quick. I'll fix that problem real quick myself. But when it comes down to it though, you're right. That's true, but she does be momming a lot. She does have mom character energy, and to keep it a stack, that's kind of always been her character since the beginning. Honestly, it was kind of like a toss-up between her and Arlecchino, but I feel like we've seen a lot of Arlecchino glaze enough, so I'll probably put a pass on her for now. But anyway, Xianyun, our Bayonetta but fake-ass Bayonetta. Literally, not gonna lie, when they showed her design for the first time in that one event, I was here for it. Oh, it was an event. I can't remember if it was an event or it was Shinha's story quest. It's been a while. But point is, when they showed her, you know, design for the first time and really teased it, red glasses, green hair, darkness in that hair as well, looking like an actual mom, straight up having like the biggest tits of life. Yeah, I'm here for it. We were all here for it. I'm like, oh, so I understand where the Cocoa Goat comes from now. I understand why people want the Ganyu milk for 5,000 years now, because they've been thirsty. They've been thirsty for the clouds to just straight up rain down milk from Xianyun's udders. I can very much understand, and I can personally get why, you know, people revere her. Because if you mean to tell me you can get some rain, that's some milk from her actual booba, give me that shit immediately. Like, skip going to Nah Cry, let me just go back to Xianyun's mountain, please. And to be real, to be honest, I feel like Xianyun is probably like the best parent character so far, because to be honest, we don't know anything about Alice, and we really won't know anything until later on in these patches. But when it comes down to it though, Xianyun is pretty much a solid one, right? If you're trying to wrap yourselves around any fine ass woman in Leeway, that would be the pick. Yes, she's a yap fest. Yes, she can yap you to death. Yes, she very much makes crazy ass inventions, but also at the same time is very excited about those things and will yap to you about its technical details so damn much, to the point that you just basically start having ear bleeding. That it is what it is. But ultimately, if you're a real person of Xianyun, if you really want them cloud retainer cheeks, if you really want to touch her clouds that you can retain, to be honest, you'll deal with that yap session. You'll basically be bleeding from ear to ear, basically as she explains her electro bike or whatever the hell, and essentially you're just like, yes honey, that's great. Anyway, ass please. But you will do it. You will listen, and then you will get to dive in. I mean, granted, it's way better of an option here than maybe someone like, I don't know, Seat Lolly. I mean, do you really want to deal with Seat Lolly? Like, she's a nag fest as well, even worse than Xianyun is. And to keep it very much a stack, she'll beat your ass a few times. Xianyun probably won't do that. So let's just be real. Which person do you really want to go ahead and stick your meat into way quicker? It's gonna be Xianyun. Both Both, to be honest, but it's gonna be Xianyun first. Like, let's be real here. One bitch out here demanding somebody to get their legs broken and forcing you to take your clothes off, while another bitch is basically out here giving you sweet dreams about your family, having a good time, and giving you what you really want in those dreams. Like, again, there's good options here that leans towards more the green lady side. To be honest with you as well, I will also say Xianyun is in top 5 of like the best designed adult female characters in the game for me personally. I don't know where in that top 5, but it's in there somewhere, and it's kind of hard to not, like, again, want to put her anywhere because again, she's just bad. She's just bad as hell. I don't really see how anybody could say something negative towards that. And another thing to really add to this, she's really good with younger people. Like, she's really good with taking care of them. She took care of Ganyu, she took care of Shinhe, even though Shinhe was about to stab the life out of her when the first time they met. You know, she's taking care of that one crane girl kid and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. She is just basically momming it up. Even when it came down to Ming back in the other lantern right that we had like last year, like the year before or something like that, it was just like a good time. It was a good time with their terrible acting, trying to, you know, show what an actual family looked like, and it just ended up being trash, trying to convince Ming and their father to kind of like, you know, do what they need to do. But it, you know, it is what it is. Xianyun was just trying to help. But the big important thing that you need to realize is that if you get Xianyun, you get Ganyu and Shinhe and the other little brat as well. So ultimately, that's a 4-way clapping session. That's a actual real, if you include yourself, that's a 5-way clapping session, I should say. So you're just not gonna be able to leave the house, not leave the mountain at all, where Xianyun is. You're basically cooked. You're basically cooked in all sorts of directions in the best possible way. And also considering that Xianyun is also pretty damn gullible too, considering that she bought like a ton of shit for Lantern Right because she's old and she doesn't necessarily know swindling at its best. Yeah, you can probably whip her up into some easy ass cheeks to just dive into, again, pretty damn easily. And the last 2 things I can really say is maybe with Xianyun also being an Adeptus as well, you're probably also gonna get real deal, I guess, long-term action when it comes down to it because of her endurance of living so long. So she went through a lot of different things, so obviously her energy probably is still at an all-time high, even for an old ass crane. So that's just how it is. But then also at the same time too, you know, it might just tire you out. Could you imagine if she just basically letting you ram through her cheeks, you tired after like 3 times, and essentially she's like, once more, mortal, you must please one to the absolute status of my peakness. Like, could you imagine this? Could you imagine that? Your ass is gonna be tired as hell. You're gonna be more whipped than when Sandrone basically whipped us in Nodcry. We'll talk about it in a future video, but when it comes down to it though, that's just gonna be how it is. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the fact that she also, and again, this is more of a minor thing, have different color lipstick than most of the cast is also very good, right? Can I be real? I really don't like red lipstick. I think it's kind of the most basic bitch thing ever. So if you start wearing something like green or blue or black, even maybe yellow to a weird extent, or even purple, literally any color that's not red or orange, I'll take it. I'll very much take it. Could you imagine all the crazy ass lipstick marks you can make on top of you, or all that sort of stuff, even with your meats as well? Like, it's a grand time. So that already checks out a lot in my damn book. And I wish more characters, you know, if they were gonna use lipsticks, would have a bit more different variety instead of just using the cheap ass red. That's just how it is. Could you imagine Emily with some blue lipstick, or like green, or Sucrose with some green lipstick or something like that? Yelan with some blue lipstick? That, again, peak, but then they don't do it, and it's so sad. I've seen Malwika in some arts, or at least in some AI works, when it comes down to her wearing black lipstick. That shit's good. If she was wearing that, that'll make her 10 million times more hotter than she already is. But that's just how it is. Again, colors do a lot in the best sort of way when you utilize it very differently than most of the other things that you ever really utilize. So that's just how it is. But ultimately though, Yeah, Xianyun is a top quality MILF that honestly never gave birth whatsoever, probably has never got her cheeks clapped, maybe outside of maybe Rex Lapis, because I ain't gonna lie, if I'm Rex Lapis and I want to, hang out with my Adeptus people, yeah, I'll get real close with Xianyun as well. I won't even sit here and blame him for 5 seconds. No wonder why he took the damn element of rock, because with Xianyun around, yeah, I'll be rock solid as well too. So I understand that. But obviously, Xianyun is just a 10 out of 10 MILF. There's no way around it. There's no way to question it. It just is what it is, and that's just the high quality ass cheeks, booba, and all this sort of stuff that Xianyun just has. She's just peak, bro. There's nothing really more you could really say to it. But that is essentially this episode's of MILF Hunter. We have filled our way through the hunt and we have collected our beasts, and now we must dive in ourselves. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. Also follow the socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. So until then, it's been your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.